Everyone loves to say Montgomery Township is already fully built out. If you're looking for the next up-and-coming area in central New Jersey, Montgomery probably isn't it. The story most people tell is that this town is already mature, large homes, established neighborhoods, top schools, and nothing really changes. But that assumption is quietly becoming outdated. Because right now, Montgomery is experiencing one of the most active periods of redevelopment and neighborhood evolution it has seen in years. We're talking about a new grocery-anchored commercial district being built along Route 206, a mixed-use town center project that adds both apartments and retail, new housing communities expanding the types of homes available in town, and even infrastructure improvements designed to support that growth. In other words, while Montgomery will always keep its suburban character, several areas of town are entering a new phase of development. If you're thinking about moving here or just trying to understand where the local market might be headed, the neighborhoods around these projects are the ones buyers are already watching. So today we're breaking down Montgomery Township's up-and-coming neighborhoods to watch in 2026, and more importantly, the real reasons these areas are gaining momentum. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jan, a real estate agent here in the Princeton and Montgomery area, and on this channel, we talk about what it's actually like living in central New Jersey. That includes everything from housing trends to lifestyle, commute patterns, and what different neighborhoods feel like day to day. If you're thinking about relocating to Montgomery or nearby towns, make sure to check out the relocation guide linked in the description because it breaks down housing prices, schools, commuting routes, and what it's like living here year-round. Let's get into the areas of Montgomery that are changing the most heading into 2026. The changes happening in Montgomery aren't random. They're mostly centered around three types of catalysts: new commercial development, new housing communities, infrastructure improvements designed to support growth. And when these three things happen at the same time, certain neighborhoods naturally start gaining attention. Before we talk neighborhoods, though, it helps to understand why demand here remains so strong. Montgomery sits in Somerset County, which continues to experience a tight housing market. According to January 2026 Somerset County market update from New Jersey Realtors, the median price for single-family homes reached $700,000, while housing supply dropped to just 1.2 months of inventory, far below the 4 to 6 months considered for a balanced market. When inventory is that limited, buyers begin looking closely at which neighborhoods might offer long-term value, not just current amenities. A separate analysis from Redfin's Somerset County housing data also shows home prices continuing to trend upward across the county, reinforcing the idea that desirable towns like Montgomery remain highly competitive. So the bigger context behind everything we're discussing today is simple. Demand remains high and supply remains tight. And in markets like that, areas with new development tend to attract the most attention. The first and probably biggest area to watch in Montgomery is the Skilman section along Route 206. For years, this corridor functioned as a fairly typical suburban commercial strip. There were shopping centers, restaurants, and the township municipal complex nearby. But it wasn't really a central destination. That's beginning to change. One of the major catalysts is a project called Montgomery Promenade, which the township confirmed will include a Whole Foods grocery store, scheduled to open in 2026. Developments anchored by grocery stores, especially well-known brands, often become community hubs that attract additional retail and restaurants. The township's project page confirms the Montgomery Promenade is being developed along Route 206 as a commercial center intended to serve the surrounding community. For nearby neighborhoods, this is meaningful. Instead of driving all the way to Princeton, Hillsborough, or Bridgewater for certain stores and services, residents may soon have a stronger local retail center right in Skilman. And when everyday amenities become closer and more convenient, nearby neighborhoods often become more desirable to homebuyers. Another interesting thing about Route 206 corridor is that Montgomery has been working on infrastructure planning ahead of development. The township confirmed that loop roads are being constructed near the Route 206 and Route 518 intersection to help improve traffic circulation around new commercial areas. These improvements are part of a broader township initiative focused on traffic circulation planning along the Route 206 commercial corridor. And this matters more than it might initially seem. When towns grow without infrastructure planning, traffic congestion often becomes a major issue. Montgomery's approach has been to expand connectivity early so that new commercial and residential areas can function more smoothly once they're fully built. For buyers thinking long-term, that kind of planning helps preserve the livability of surrounding neighborhoods. Just minutes from Montgomery Promenade, another development is helping reshape the area. It's called Village Walk, and it represents a shift towards mixed-use development in Montgomery, according to the township's project documentation. Village Walk includes 52 residential apartments above ground floor commercial space, totaling more than 54,000 square feet. Instead of separating residential and commercial uses, this type of development places homes directly above shops and services. That layout encourages walkability and helps create the feel of a local town center. The township also reaffirmed development actions related to the project in 2025, confirming the development continues moving forward. Combined with the Promenade project, Village Walk is gradually turning the Skilman corridor into the closest thing Montgomery has to a central downtown area. While the Skilman area is evolving commercially, another part of Montgomery is seeing residential growth. That area is River Road near Blue Spring Road, where a development called Haven at Princeton is planned. According to the township's development page, the project includes 154 dwellings, consisting of 122 townhomes and 32 affordable apartments. The community design also includes green space, pedestrian walkways, and a central greenway area. This project is notable because Montgomery historically has had very limited townhome inventory, with most homes being larger single-family properties. Townhomes provide an option for buyers who want to live in Montgomery but prefer lower maintenance housing or a smaller home footprint. That includes younger professionals, smaller families, and even downsizers who want to remain in the township. Another development worth noting is happening near Skilman Park and the Municipal Center. In February 2026, the township announced that the landing at Skilman Place will include 70 age-restricted one-bedroom apartments, with occupancy expected beginning in summer 2026. Township project records also confirm the development has received approvals and is currently under construction. Senior housing developments like this can have a ripple effect in local housing markets. They create opportunities for long-time residents to downsize within the same community, which can gradually increase the availability of larger homes in surrounding neighborhoods. So even though the project itself is relatively small, it can still influence neighborhood turnover over time. Another reason Montgomery neighborhoods remain highly desirable is the school district. According to the New Jersey Department of Education's 2023 to 2024 District Performance Report, Montgomery Township School District had 4,494 students and a 97.7% four-year graduation rate, with 87.8% SAT participation. Those reports were released statewide in April 2025 and represent the most recent official district performance data currently available. Most recent available 2026. For many families relocating to central New Jersey, school remains one of the biggest factors influencing where they choose to live, and strong school systems often support stable, long-term housing demand. The final piece of Montgomery's story is something that actually isn't being built at all: open space. The township reports that nearly 8,000 acres of farmland and preserved land, about 39% of the township's total area, are protected through open space and farmland preservation programs. And that effort continues today. In 2024, the township added another 12-acre property along Cherry Valley Road to its preserved land inventory. That commitment helps maintain rural scenery and lower density environment that many residents value. So even as new developments appear, Montgomery still preserves the natural landscapes that make the township unique. When you step back and look at Montgomery as a whole, then the neighborhoods gaining attention aren't random. They're connected to specific changes happening right now. The Skilman/Route 206 corridor is evolving into a more active town center thanks to Montgomery Promenade, Village Walk, and traffic infrastructure improvements. The River Road area is gaining new housing with Haven at Princeton. The Municipal Center area is adding senior housing that could increase housing turnover. And across the township, preserved open space and strong schools continue supporting long-term demand. If you're thinking about moving to Montgomery, one thing to remember is that each part of the township offers a slightly different lifestyle. Some neighborhoods feel more rural and secluded. Others are closer to the emerging commercial hub in Skilman. And commute routes can vary depending on where you work. If you want a deeper breakdown of Montgomery neighborhoods, housing prices, and commute patterns around Princeton and Somerset County, make sure to download our relocation guide in the description below. And if you're researching towns in central New Jersey, check out the next video on the screen where we break down what it's actually like living in Montgomery Township year-round. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.